Hey y'all, so today I am going to do a dry wrap and I'm going to use the Marcel irons to do so. I didn't film her shampoo and conditioner, but I used First Class in Morocco shampoo and the Resurrection mask. So you see it's shining already, so jump on it. So any of you guys remember the stove? I'm going to use the hot comb and the Marcel irons. Right now, I'm just testing the temperature. If you put the comb on a piece of paper towel and it does not tint the paper, then it's okay to use. Anything else, if you're using a hot comb or a curler and it tints the paper, then it's too hot for the hair and it will burn it, literally singe the hair. Now, also, I want to let you know, if you are going to a hairstylist and they tap your hair with the comb first, more than likely they're testing the heat on your hair before they use it. So that's a no-go. Just ask them if they would just respect you and test it on the paper first. Now this is an example of if the comb is too hot. If, as you see, it's going to tint the paper. It's making it brown. So you don't want that on the hair because it's going to take the hair with it. Next, I'm going to give Chanel a trim. I'm using my Her Strands of Hair shears. As you see, it's a little thin on the ends. So we're not going to go all the way up where I could go, but we're just going to start and take it off a little at a time. Not necessarily a little, because I know some people are watching and like, oh, you cut a lot of hair, but it's better to have that hair off than to keep it. Also, I am freehand cutting, and this is something that took me years to be able to do. So if you are a hairstylist or a new hairstylist, you don't necessarily have to freehand cut. Just pull and cut like you're taught in school before you start doing this method. It's okay to take your time. You do not have to feel rushed by the internet. Trust me, you're good. I also have my client stand for this part of the trim because you get a much more even cut. If you notice, when you're trying to do a cut, if they're sitting, then you gotta like cut over the chair or have them sit forward, and it's just better if they stand. It just makes it much more even. As you see, as I'm pulling out the hair, it's not much that needs to be taken off, so I'm just gonna dust the rest of these ends. Now, Chanel is my friend, so she has been my client for like ever. I would say about 15, 16 years. And when I made the transition from Marcel's to flat iron, she was the last one. The absolute last client that was like, no, like, please just keep using the Marcel. She was not trying to let me switch up on her, but she finally gave in. So today when I say, yo, let me use the Marcels on you, see, I'm testing it the same way I test the comb. When I said, let me use the Marcels on you, she literally was like jumping for joy. So she's enjoying this video even more than I am. So I'm just going to take the iron and I'm tapping the roots first, and then I'm going to grab that hair and turn. When I first went to school and I was talking about the Marcels, I couldn't get it together for anything, and somebody told me like, can you use chopsticks? And I'm like, yeah. They like, well, you can use the Marcels. So that's a real weird ass way of looking at it, but that's what they taught me. So again, I'm just tapping the roots first, and then I'm going to go in. Now, you know, with a flat iron, I never recommend tapping the roots first, but the thing is with the Marcels is you can't go all the way up to the root with a closed iron. So that's why I hit the roots first, to make sure that they get some heat. One of the downfalls of a Marcel iron is that you do not get that even temperature distributed all throughout the iron like you can with a flat iron. Flat iron is just even temperature all the way through. But as you saw when I showed you the hot comb being tested and you saw only the top of the hot comb was too hot, it's literally because the back of the stove holds more heat than the rest of the stove. The farther out into the open the hole of the stove gets, then basically it's getting more air. But way in the back, you'll literally get way too much heat on the tip of this curling iron, and then that means that if you use it like that, then you end up putting a little more heat on one part of the hair. So that's the sad part about these, you know what I'm saying? But you really have to know what you're doing and take your time, and then you'll be able to curl it with even temperature, or the most even possible, should I say. I'm using a pretty jumbo barrel today because we don't want the hair super curly. We just want big, fluffy, juicy curls, but not like curly Sue. You know what I mean? We just want them to be almost wavy once they fall. If you want your curls tighter than this, then just go down maybe 2 to 3 barrel sizes down, and they'll be super tight. Also, if you want the fluff of your hair to start a little higher, then you can start twirling your curling iron a little higher as well. I do pretty much halfway down the shaft, but you could go a little higher than that if you want the hair to be even bigger. And as you're twirling on that, you just want to hold it for a few seconds and then twirl the curling iron off. That's how you lock your curls. When flat irons first got popular in the salon, I was the last one in the salon to switch over. I just really didn't want to do it. I'm like really always into the old school vibe. I guess you can pretty much tell that from my channel anyway. But then over time I had to decide what I thought was more healthy for the hair. So I just slowly started to transition and use them on certain people, and I saw such a big difference in how people's hair reacted. Their hair grew much faster, and it was just all the way around more healthier. So now I'm a fan of the flat iron over the Marcels. Here I'm using the Glass Brilliant Shine. You know the drill. You can get it from deeperthanhair.com. It sells out fast. Yes, I know. And now I'm just going to brush the hair into like a little 70s flip. I always do this first because if you just go straight into the curls and start raking them around into a wrap with that vent brush, you're going to end up pulling the curls and pulling the hair and breaking it, and you already know that's not what we want. So just take your time and brush the curls out first and then wrap the hair. Ooh, look at that shine, baby. You better get your resurrection mask from deeperthanhair.com. I'm telling you. Resurrect that hair. It restores moisture, strengthens, and reduces breakage. So, check it out. So I use the cap now more than I use the saran wrap because I like it fluffy and not flat. So the saran wrap is literally going to flatten your hair and the cap allows you to have more volume. So that's the purpose of that. I'm going to put her under the dryer 10 minutes on cool air, and now we're going to take it off and comb it down with a wide tooth comb. Now she's just going to wrap this up every night with a silk or satin scarf, and that's going to keep her hair really nice. You don't want to use cotton because cotton will pull that moisture out, and you don't want anything taking the moisture out of your hair. You always want something that's going to help the moisture lock in. So it looks beautiful. It's coming down beautifully. Just so lovely. We colored her hair about a year ago. Has it been a year? And it's doing really well. So I'm glad about that because, color is a whole nother beast. But I just want to thank everybody for watching Deeper Than Hair TV. Tell a friend. I know y'all be representing and telling people. Tell a friend. I just love y'all, and I am going to be posting a lot more often. I've been working on a lot of stuff, so that's why I haven't been posting, on top of, the loss of my mother that had me a little all over the place, but I'm back. So I will see y'all real soon. All right, bye.